Hello, ladies and some gentlemen, but mostly ladies. I wanted to do a video on an actual conversation that I had with someone that I met that was feeling like a similar struggle with weight. And I honestly think if you really talk to any girl in North America, they feel the same way. So we had a conversation and I just really realized that, my own weight loss journey and what we were talking about, I've learned a lot and I didn't really realize it. So I really wanted to share with you guys a lot of the things that we talked about, and hopefully I'll inspire some of you guys to get back on the bandwagon, or to get on the bandwagon of just feeling healthy and feeling confident with yourself and your body. Now, some of you guys might be looking at me and thinking, oh my god, you're skinny, whatever, like how are you gonna give me advice? I'm much heavier than you, whatever. First of all, let me just say, you guys see me from here up and like I go like this, like if I go like this I look really skinny, like so does everyone. I wasn't a heavy child. I'm not, necessarily prone to being a super heavy person, so I do admit that. But in the last 4 years, I put on 60 pounds and have lost almost all of it. And throughout my life, like, my weight has gone up and down, usually only 20 pounds, but in the last 4 years, I went on some medication and it really increased my appetite. I've since got off of it. But the point is, instead of saying you don't know me or you can't understand where I'm coming from, instead of us, women being so judgmental and cruel to each other about the way we look in our own journey, I'm trying to be a little bit more supportive. So instead of seeing what we don't have in common, maybe try and see what we do have in common, which is that we're both women living in North America feeling the need to be thin, which is a huge thing to have in common. So basically, I'm going to try and just put you guys in the mindset that I get into when I start losing weight, and I have started to lose some weight and get back to like my normal confident self weight, and people are starting to comment on it and I'm starting to feel really good, and I want to tell you guys some of the thought processes and journeys that I go on to get back in the mindset of working out every day or 5 days a week or whatever. Also, a side note, I have a diploma in addictions and I've worked in addictions before, so I think I do, fundamentally understand the process of the cognitive thoughts of, people don't think of working out or food as an addiction, but it really is. And just like quitting a bad habit, you're quitting the bad habit of, not eating healthy and not being active, and getting back into being active and healthy, aka sober, if you were getting off an alcohol or a drug. So with that said, let's talk about some of the processes that I hope can really help you. Okay, so first off, before you even think about signing up for a gym, buying workout equipment, buying yoga mats, buying health food, doing any of that stuff, you have a lot of mental work to do before you go out and buy anything. And I think that's a huge problem that people in North America have, is that we think buying things is going to fix a lot of our problems. So we think, oh, if I buy a treadmill and I buy the running shoes and I buy the workout equipment and I buy the health food, I'll use it. But it doesn't always work like that. And you know what? It does not work like that unless you're mentally prepared. Guaranteed, it won't work. So before any of that happens, you need to sit down and do a lot of mental thinking. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to sit down and like stare at a wall. Do it while you're on the way to work. Do it while you're at work. Do it while you're watching TV. Write a journal, whatever, little quiet alone time in the shower, before you're going to bed, falling asleep. Whatever time you have, use that time to start thinking privately to yourself. First of all, you are not going to lose any weight or keep weight off for any long period of time unless you are doing it for yourself, first and foremost. So you can't do it for a boyfriend. You can't do it for lack of a boyfriend, wanting a boyfriend or a man. You can't do it because you're jealous of the girls that are super hot, or that you perceive to be super hot. You can't do it because you see models. You have to do it for you. And what I mean by that is, you cannot do it so that when you're working out you're thinking, oh, when so-and-so sees me, they're gonna be so shocked by how I look. That's not the right motivation of how to get working out. What I mean by do it for you is when you're standing alone in front of the mirror, or get out of the shower and you see yourself naked in front of the mirror and you don't like what you see, and you look at yourself and you're just like, I don't feel sexy, I don't look sexy, why bother shaving my legs? Because why, I'm not going to put on a nice outfit because I'm fat and I'm, you know, and it's not even just about society. You feel physically uncomfortable when you put on weight. We're not meant to have extra pounds hanging off of our bodies. So when you feel that feeling of not feeling good when you're alone, work out so that the next time that you're alone, you don't feel that way. And that's what I mean by centering and doing it for yourself. So when the next time when you get out of the shower and you see yourself naked and you're alone, you feel better, and it's not about anyone but you. And that's really what I mean when I say center yourself and do it for you. So you also need to remove any ideas of what your body can or can't be. So if you think, oh, I've had 2 kids, I can't get back into shape, or oh, I've gained so much weight and I can't get into shape, that's not the case. People go from being extremely heavy to extremely thin and vice versa all the time. And when you think about it, every cell in your body is regenerated every 7 years. So meaning cells constantly regenerate themselves. So every 7 years you have completely new cells. So that means that every 7 years you essentially have a completely new physical body. Also, don't tell anybody. Keep it a big secret. I think that this is one of the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to weight loss, is they talk about it way too much. They're like, oh, I'm going to the gym, I'm gonna lose so much weight, I'm doing so good, this and that. On Monday, I'm gonna be working out nonstop. And then what tends to happen is on Monday, instead of you doing it because you want to do it, you feel like you have to do it because you've told everyone that you're going to do it, and then you do it for a couple days, but you're not really into it, and then you eat a bag of chips, and then you feel guilty because everyone's expecting you to look super hot the next time they see you, and it's just this horrible chain reaction. So one of my main tips is don't tell anybody that you're gonna start working out. Don't talk about it, don't comment on girls' weight in magazines, don't tell people you're gonna start eating right or working out. Just do it. Just do it for yourself, do it mentally, and then the best thing will be when people start commenting on your weight loss and you haven't said anything, and you know they're authentically telling you you look good because you do look good, and it has nothing to do with the fact that you've told them, hey, I'm gonna start working out. So I said don't tell anybody that you're going to start working out or start eating healthy, just do it. And also with that, don't work out in front of people. Especially if you're not comfortable at first. You don't necessarily need to go to a gym right off the bat. I think Pilates, and there's P90X, and there's a lot of good at home major equipment, just a yoga mat and some weights and things like that. I think you shouldn't be spending more than $50 on equipment when you first start out. When you work out at home, you can really utilize your time and work out in small amounts or whatever fits into your routine. So if you have a baby, or if you work a 9 to 5, or if you're in school or whatever, find your own routine. If you have a baby, maybe when the baby is napping, or basically find a routine that you are in and say, okay, every day the kids have piano lessons at 4 o'clock on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and whatever day. Those are the times I'm gonna work out. Or every day right after work I'm gonna work out. Or every day, in the morning. Also, it goes by the type of person you are. This is what I mean by find your own routine. If you're a morning person, work out in the morning. I work out sometimes as late as 10 o'clock at night. That's me. I'm a night person. So when you're working out, I will just crank some good hip hop and just dance my little heart out just to get my heart rate beating. And I just in that moment while I'm dancing and stretching and everything, I really try and feel my body and appreciate the stretch and appreciate how good it feels. We are naturally meant to be physically fit and healthy, and it feels good. Feel the stretch and enjoy it. And also when you're working out and clenching your stomach muscles and you're feeling thin, feel that, be in that moment, feel sexy, feel, I actually heard that Kirstie Alley works out in her high heels so that she feels sexy when she works out. Whatever works for you, no matter how weird it is, if it's working for you, then keep doing it. Just as fast as you start working out is how fast you can stop working out. So let it be more of a process if it really is going to be a long-term part of your life. And that's another thing too, diets don't work. You have to genuinely shift gears in your life. Don't beat yourself up if you eat junk food one day. Realize, hey, you have a billion days to not eat junk food. So if one day you eat, you know, fast food or junk food or something, don't just say, that's it, I ate junk food, it's over, I'm never going to, you know, be thin again, I might as well just get off this like health kick, blah blah blah, it's over. Don't, because inevitably we're human, we're gonna eat some junk. So just don't beat yourself up about it and just get back on track. It's a process. Every time you get off the bandwagon, get back on again. You will have some rough days, and then you just have to get through those days and get back on the bandwagon.